SuperTalk Mississippi Media production.
Buy or sell at Mid-Delta's auction on Friday, October 17th. Tractors, combines, and more with live online bidding at mdauction.com. Call 662-299-2414. Mid-Delta Auction, across from Cannon Motors.
I'm Steve Azar, and I'm on the other side of the microphone, meaning I'm asking the questions this time, and oh, have mercy for the airwaves. I spent 20 years in Music City, wrote and made some hits, traveled the world, and then moved my family back to the birthplace of American music and where the magnolia trees prosper. And now every time I put my feet on Mississippi soil, when I'm off the road, well, I'm at peace. On this show, it's all about hearing the stories straight from the mouths of the friends I've made along the way, their journey to success. Heck, there might be someone on, I don't even know, but you know how us Mississippi types are. We tend to take well to new company. In a Mississippi Minute, all 60 of them. I'm Steve Azar. It's just like that muddy river, moving slow. Ain't no worries, it's how life goes, baby. In a Mississippi Minute. That's right. Hey folks, time for another In a Mississippi Minute. Thank you for tuning in. Excited about my guest today because he was here yesterday, part 2 of, well, it's actually part 16, I think. But it's been a long time since I caught up with my dear pal, Wesley Smith. I'm giving him away already because I got a few text messages yesterday saying, about time you had Wesley back on. So here we go. He's coming back. Before we get to that and everything that he does via tourism down here in the Mississippi Delta and beyond, visit Mississippi.org. He understands the value of those folks. The Rose Bowl Parade we will be celebrating this year. It is America 250, and we're going to have an incredible float celebrating who? The birthplace of America's music. That is us here in Mississippi. Wesley has served on so many boards, but in the meanwhile, he's become a tremendous storyteller. And a fact, yesterday it was, I felt like I was in class taking notes, and I hope you guys were as well. We're going to test you all, and you're going to feel better about yourself when I give you an A+, because that's the kind of teacher that I would have been. Everybody gets an A. No, I'm kidding. All right, I'm not the guy that's going to give everybody a trophy, though. It's different. You got to earn the trophies. All right. He has served on so many boards like the Mississippi Tourism Association Executive Board and President. The Mississippi Tourism Board served as president 3 times. Mississippi Blues Foundation board member, E.E. Bass Foundation Executive Board. Bridging the Blues, former producer of the International Blues Challenge and Blues Awards. It's been a long time since we've done back-to-back with my pal. We're getting to it right now with Wesley Smith. What's up, Wesley?
Good morning. How are you?
Good to see you again.
You too.
We're together a lot. We are together
That's
a lot.
Right.
We should probably do lunch together after this.
We should. I'll let you buy me lunch.
Oh, I like that. See that? That's part of the deal. You get on my show, you get a little lunch. I'm glad Doe's isn't open because you make me take you to Doe's.
We'll go find the Doe's food truck. I'll still get Doe's.
Let's break in it. We can break in and cook ourselves. I don't think Charles and Doe and all them will mind. They'll let us do it. All right, so we were talking B.B. King. We're celebrating B.B. King's 100th birthday. I cannot believe we're saying that. But also, if you look at the body of work and the time, Elvis, 1940s. In the 1940s, am I mistaken? Was that the time
No, you're right.
Had a tour bus?
Yeah.
Born in 25. So was he a teenager or maybe 20 years old, maybe right there, maybe 1949, whatever?
Yeah.
I mean, you're talking about having a tour bus as a kid.
Yeah.
Insane. Yeah. Insane how he was able, well, he was that great. But a lot of times greatness isn't noticed and seen in an economic impact for the artist until later in life. He was able to afford those things and make that impact musically. I wonder if you were a fly on the wall during that time when BB was starting to make his mark and busting out. I wonder what those shows were like. And when you were there, I think I can imagine what the shows were like. But when you were there, did you realize the greatness that he was going to become and would later become the king of the blues? Think about just showing up. No, hey, who's this guy playing?
Yeah, I bet you didn't. I mean, you might have recognized the talents, but
so few people have a career that not only do you you got to live long enough, but you also have to be really, really good and find a way to stay relevant. And BB,
that's
part of
the point.
BB, I think, is because he was such a good guy.
Yeah.
He was just a delight to be around and cared about people, cared about his home,
You remind me, you bring good guy up. I've always believed that the best artists are really good folks, at least the ones I've been around. It brings in mind Darius and Mark and Sony and Dean of Hootie and the Blowfish. They had a little stagnant time. They took off. Darius went on his quest to conquer country music, which he's done really, really well. And then it was time for them to get back together. And they had the #1 tour in the land the first time they got back together, a handful, maybe 3 or 4 or 5 years ago. And they went back out on the road last year and did it again. They are the nicest guys you ever met. They care about people. They care about the cause of helping people in all different ways. They're so grounded. And, in fact, I've got Sony, Jim Sonnefeld, from the drummer, who is just so sweet. He came down to the Delta Soul this year for the first time. Mark and Dean had been here multiple times, but he came down, and now I've got him doing a Zoom call into the Delta Music Institute. I get somebody every semester to call in and talk to the kids, and he can't wait. He's that kind of guy. He goes, Steve, I would love to do that. But you bring up BB being that nice, and I think what it does, it gives you an opportunity for longevity because you're nice to the promoters. You're nice to the fans.
Right.
You're nice to radio. You're nice to everybody that's around you. And BB was that way, from what I've been told and what I've been read and, by folks like Walter King, his nephew, who spent 25 years being his band leader, and with him, Walter just said he was a gem, the sweetest guy ever.
Yeah. I'll give you well, I got to say this first. You brought up Darius. Of course, I love his music, but he's currently one of my. I'm really happy with Darius. Did you see that his sleeper pick to win the SEC this year was Ole Miss?
Yeah, I like that. Yeah, he's right. He's a good.
I enjoyed that. I'm gonna give you a quick.
Hey, the way State's playing right now,
they're doing well too.
We're both. It's first time since 2014, the mighty Mississippi days, where they're both 3-0.
Yeah. It's so much fun when they're both having a good year.
Yeah, and Southern looks like they've got a really good opportunity to get good. I like this coach.
Yeah,
doing a good job.
Bring him back.
Delta State's looking good as well. A lot of our junior colleges always rock.
Right.
It's beautiful. It's a beautiful. Jackson State the other day. What happened at Jackson State that was so cool? Oh man, I read something that was really cool, and I'll think of it in a minute. Go ahead.
Well, I saw their band is performing. Maybe before the Saints game? Is that
their band's incredible. Their band's incredible. I mean, come on. Are you kidding me? I love what Dion, when he came, I know he left and what he did, but I really feel like that he left something there to build on.
Yeah.
Rebuild on. And you think about Walter Payton and Eddie Payton and just the history of Jackson State.
Yeah.
I mean, goodness gracious, just so many great. Mississippi Valley State, they gave us Rice.
Rice and Totten.
And then Alcorn gave us our man Air McNair.
That's right.
Man, just so many great
tradition.
Yeah. In our neck of the woods. Let's take a quick break. Wesley Smith is my guest today. I'm Steve Azar. You're on a Mississippi Minute. Visit Mississippi.org. Plan a road trip. Come down and see us in the Delta. Give you a big hug and take you to Dozie's place with us. We'll be right back.
Yeah, I'm crowded. Oh, I'm crowded. I'm that a broken down car in the 8 a.m. traffic, bumper to bumper, nobody's laughing, I'm crowded. I'm the waitress in LA, way past the prime, shoulder to shoulder, half of my line, I'm crowded.
Listen and watch all your favorite SuperTalk Mississippi shows live and on demand. Listen to tons of music. Plus, get the latest breaking news from across the state with the SuperTalk Mississippi app. The SuperTalk Mississippi app. Download the SuperTalk app on your iPhone or Android device now for free. Just search SuperTalk Mississippi in your app store on your mobile device to get everything Mississippi all in one place. The SuperTalk Mississippi app. Get it now.
I'm Gianna Gelosi with your Fox True Crime Minute. A Connecticut mom locked in a bitter custody battle accused of poisoning her estranged husband. 33-year-old Kristen Hogan arrested in Ridgefield, charged with 2 counts of attempted murder and other charges. Accused of poisoning wine and iced tea in her ex's home with ethylene glycol, the main ingredient in antifreeze. Her husband says he drank a small amount of wine corked in his fridge August 10th. He realized something was wrong when he kept waking up sick throughout the night. In the morning, he called his parents. His mom found him staggering, slurring his words and vomiting, and took him to the hospital where he was put in the ICU for renal failure. Doctors realized he had been poisoned. He believes Hogan went into his home to poison the wine the day she was supposed to go to a court hearing, but never showed. After initially denying the accusations, Hogan said she never wanted to kill her husband, just, quote, make him sick as payback for being mentally abusive. She's being held on $1 million bond. There's more on this story at foxnews.com or subscribe to the Fox True Crime Podcast. I'm Gianna Gelosi with your Fox True Crime Minute.
You know that nowadays, most people go online to look at a business before they spend their money. What if the online information about your business is incorrect, or even worse, not very flattering? If your online presence isn't great, you may be losing customers. STMM Digital's trusted and highly trained team is the answer. We're ready to work with you to help your business capitalize on the power of digital marketing. Call 601-991-2305 or go to stmmdigital.com to get started today.
Making next to nothing at a bar nowhere, he says, damn.
Love talking to my pal Wesley Smith, become one of my dearest friends over the years. And he is head of all things tourism down here and makes an incredible impact, not only on the morale of our communities down here, but the economic impact.
Let's talk about BB some more. Still celebrating his what would have been his 100th birthday year. And again, I started this a little bit on yesterday's show, but I'm going through some material that a good friend of ours, big blues fan, big Mississippi fan, lives up in Missouri, has American Blues Scene. Matt Marshall put some of this together. BB's 2 most famous albums were recorded about 15 miles apart, kind of randomly. One is Live at the Regal, great album. We've actually talked about that album on a previous show because the promoter in Chicago had Mississippi Delta roots. He had a great story. But Live at the Regal and then Live at the Cook County Jail from 1971, 2 of BB's biggest albums. And they were recorded only about 15 miles apart there. Live at the Regal is one of the records chosen to be permanently preserved at the Library of Congress. And obviously not every album is honored in that way, but it was deemed that important. And he didn't play one original on it. He played a lot of blues, but it was none of his original songs, Memphis Slim songs, John Lee Hooker. And then from that playing at the Cook County Jail, that kind of became a tradition, kind of like Johnny Cash. He played at a number of prisons over the years. And at one point in 1992, he played at the Florida Correctional Facility where one of his daughters was incarcerated. That had to be an interesting day.
Oh, wow.
And but Live at the Cook County Jail spent 3 weeks on the Billboard charts and is ranked as one of Rolling Stone's most influential albums of all time. Let's talk about BB on TV, on the screen. Sometimes he was on the screen. Sometimes it was his music setting the feel of the scene. But his music's been used in over 50 movie soundtracks, including Heat, Casino, Mrs. Doubtfire, ton of movies. And then BB himself made a number of appearances on film and TV. He was on The Cosby Show. I actually remember that. As a kid, he was on Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, Married with Children. I remember this one too. He was on Sanford and Son, kind of famously, one of their big episodes. He's been on, all the late night shows a million times, and he's had a lot of commercials. If you go to YouTube, there's a great old Coca-Cola commercial where it's BB and the band on the bus, and they're playing a gig, and it's hot and sweaty, a juke joint, and there's no AC, and they get on the bus, everybody's sweating, and they get that ice cold glass bottled Coke out.
Yeah, what a commercial.
Here's something you may not know about BB. He didn't eat meat. Later in life, he became a vegetarian, but he was doing commercials for Wendy's and McDonald's over the years. Wouldn't eat the burger, but he'd sure promote it,
Heck yeah.
Oh, man. Let's see, 1958, he had a bad bus collision. The bus was destroyed. They ran into a butane truck in Texas headed for a gig. And the company insuring the bus was suspended 2 days later, which left BB financially responsible. It was $1 million plus debt. It took years to pay off.
Wow.
He got paid off.
Yeah, I remember. That's right. Yeah.
Crazy.
I was going to tell you, I'm looking at some stuff right now. He grew up, he was born in Berkeley, named Bear Creek in LaFleur County, right? We know that. And then near the city of Itabena, Mississippi, the son of sharecroppers. His mother left his father for another man, and he was raised by his maternal grandmother, Elnora Farr, in Kilmichael, then in Lexington. And as a teen, he moved to Indianola, and he referred Indianola from then on as his hometown, working at a cotton gin. Right?
Yep. Working at the gin that's actually part of the museum. Which
part of the museum.
Did
that's
not know
exactly
until
right.
we came to see it.
Can you imagine him working there, imagining that this beautiful, iconic tribute to him would be built in the name of everything he did for the world of music?
That's a great American story.
Oh, it's just, that's them talking about an American dream, American stories beyond that. It's like, it's unimaginable, isn't it?
It is.
Think about it. While young King sang in the gospel choir, which is obvious, at Elkhorn Baptist Church in Kilmichael, he was attracted to the Pentecostal Church of God of Christ because of its music. That makes a lot of sense. When you go to some of their churches, it feels like you're at a show. It's very musical. Music's insane. I got a lot of country songwriter friends, Pentecostal, and they got a lot of their chops from church. They did.
Yep.
The local minister performed with a Sears Roebuck Silvertone guitar during the services and taught King his first 3 chords. Flake cartilage. How about that?
Yep. Flake. There's video of him in the museum talking about when BB lived there on the place with him.
Wow. In November of 1941, King Biscuit Time first aired broadcasting on KFFA in Helena, Arkansas. It was a radio show featuring the Mississippi Delta Blues. King listened to it while on break at the plantation, a self-taught guitarist, and then wanted to be a radio musician. In 43, King left Kilmichael. So he's 18 years old. To work as a tractor driver. Here's your tractor, Wesley, and guitar player with the famous St. John's Gospel Singers of Inverness, Mississippi, performing at area churches on WGRM in Greenwood, your hometown. He served in the U.S. Army during World War II and was released after being ruled as essential. Look at you. How'd you get there?
There it is.
To the war economy based on his experience as a tractor driver. There you go. I have proven you right.
You kind of wondered if I just came up with that.
I think sometimes I feel like you just want to connect some crazy dot. But poster of BB King, and this is a poster of the orchestra. Of his guitar and Evelyn Young playing saxophone. Wow. This is crazy. This is really great information. Keep going. So where are you at? I threw you for a minute. I couldn't help.
No, you're good. Let me think of another good BB. Oh, we were talking earlier off air about when you met Sue Hall. You met Sue.
Oh, man. Well, I met her on the phone. My our son got to film her in our documentary.
Yeah.
It was
so wonderful. Sue, I hadn't seen her in a long time. She's still around, but just a lovely lady and a delight to be around. And of course, she's got a million stories. But when she and BB got married, they met because Sue's mother was Ruby, that had Ruby's Night Spot over in Leland and bought Club Ebony in Indianola.
That's right.
And you can imagine how unusual it was, running juke joints is kind of a rough deal, fights and shootings and knives and late night and everything's a little bit illegal and bootleg whiskey and card games.
Woo,
Ruby
sounds like
was
fun. Come on.
It does. It does. Ruby was a great business person, sort of universally known, and but Sue was her daughter. And when they met, started dating, they got married in 1958. And you'll love this: the pastor, the reverend that officiated their wedding, was Reverend C.L. Franklin, who was Aretha Franklin's father.
Mm-hmm.
How about
Correct.
that?
Yeah. That's right.
CL again. If you're a certain age, you'll remember commercials that would come on that would be famous sermons, and a lot of them were C.L. Franklin's. At that point, he was at the church in Detroit, but he went to seminary actually in Greenville. There was a little seminary here.
Who went to seminary? I'm sorry.
C.L. Franklin, Aretha Franklin's dad. He went to seminary here in town, here in Greenville. And then when they left here, I think went up to Memphis, and that's where Aretha was born. He had a church, and then went up to a much bigger church in Detroit, and he became very famous as a pastor.
Wow.
But he officiated the wedding of Sue and BB. One of my other great stories Sue would tell is she taught BB. BB had had a rough life. He talked about his mother being gone, and he lived in various places and didn't have an opportunity in his young years for much schooling. He was self-taught in a number of things as he got older. But Sue taught him how to read on the tour bus in the late 50s and early 60s.
Unbelievable.
Isn't that amazing?
We'll be right back with Wesley Smith.
Look at life is funny. Damn the money. Damn the money. Damn the money. Yeah, damn that money. Yeah. I'm still trying to find my way.
Up to $20,000 available for first-time home buyers. Hey folks, Steve Azar here. Helping is the heart of our friends at Guarantee Bank. They offer programs like the Home Buyer Equity Leverage Partnership Grant that can assist qualified first-time home buyers with up to $20,000 towards down payment and provide home ownership counseling to empower you on your journey. These funds are first come, first served. Learn more about this program and to apply now, go to gbtonline.com. Guarantee Bank, member FDIC.
Listen and watch all your favorite SuperTalk Mississippi shows live and on demand. Listen to tons of music. Plus, get the latest breaking news from across the state with the SuperTalk Mississippi app. The SuperTalk Mississippi app. Download the SuperTalk app on your iPhone or Android device now for free. Just search SuperTalk Mississippi in your app store on your mobile device to get everything Mississippi all in one place. The SuperTalk Mississippi app. Get it now.
From the
In a Mississippi Minute with Steve Azar, right here on SuperTalk Mississippi.
Your dark hair draped across my
Steve Azar back in a Mississippi Minute with my pal Wesley Smith. All things tourism down here, celebrating B.B. King's 100th birthday. They are doing a wonderful job over at B.B. King's Blues Museum. That's all about the celebration and all about visitmississippi.org, who celebrates the King of the Blues like no other. We all are grateful to live in the land right down here where B.B. King cut his teeth and became famous, great, the greatest King of the Blues ever. And it's been wild. It's 100 years. And what a life he lived. Talking to Wesley Smith, all things tourism down here. Wesley, in 1946, he followed his cousin, Bukka White. You talked about that. To Memphis, Tennessee. White took him there, took him in for the next 10 months. BB returned shortly afterwards to Mississippi, where he better prepared himself for the next visit. I love this. 2 years later, he returned to West Memphis, Arkansas. He performed on Sonny Boy Williamson's radio program on KWEM in Memphis, where he began to develop an audience. So here we go. His appearances led to steady engagements at the 16th Avenue Grill in West Memphis, and later to a 10-minute spot on the Memphis radio WDIA. The radio spot became popular and expanded his, obviously, base big time.
Right.
He worked at WDIA as a singer and a disc jockey, where he was given the nickname Bill Street Blues Boy, later shortened to Blues Boy, and finally to BB.
I got his name. Isn't that amazing?
Wow.
I love this stuff.
Oh, man, it's just so cool. So cool.
Yeah, West Memphis was, a lot of the blues guys went over there. West Memphis was a little more wide open, right?
Yeah.
So the clubs would, all the Stax guys in the 60s would do this too. Like everything was shut down in Memphis. Everybody'd end their gig and go over to West Memphis because the clubs would stay open later. And it was just a little more open. Not as many problems with the law, that kind of thing.
They let you do all sorts of things. Hey, look, they let me steal my wife from Arkansas, and they didn't put me away for that. They're still looking for her, as I always say.
Yeah, don't tell them. Hopefully this radio won't go over.
They're too busy repaving roads over there. You know,
yeah.
They got the greatest roads in the world. They never stop. I think they repave a road and they go back to where they started and start over. I mean, it's amazing.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're talking BB King, celebrating that. Folks, please check out BB King's museum in Indianola, Mississippi. It is a treasure. It is a wonderful celebration of BB King, and well fitting, just perfectly fitting. And Club Ebony, Robert Terrell has done a wonderful job reinvigorating that place. Although he made it like it used to be, I liked it when you walked in and things were sideways, like a long way. You know, things were, your stage you could see left and right. Now you see deep. And I told him, I said, "Come on, Robert, as an artist, I liked it where it was, but I'm not going to argue with the man. It's still beautiful. Yeah. It's beautiful, and he has a lot going on there. The city supports it, and that's awesome.
Yeah, Malika does a great job.
Malika's awesome.
Robert, the whole crew.
Yeah.
It's just
I love eating there, just having a little sandwich and sitting back, kind of looking around the walls and just everything. You feel the history. You feel it.
Oh, my God.
The museum, Wesley, in the guitars, they got a guitar with Little Milton in there, and it's got the sparkle on his guitar from his jackets. So they've got, some other artists there, and Little Milton obviously was a friend of BB's. Amazing.
Wow.
Amazing.
In 2003, Blues Awards up in Memphis, I was working at the Blues Foundation at the time, and we had this great finale to the show. BB was there. I'm trying to think left or right across the stage. I'll mess this up a little, but on stage, we had BB and Little Milton on guitar. We had Ike Turner on keys. We had Marvell Thomas, Rufus Thomas's son, on the B3. We had Dr. John on either piano or organ in the back. We had Levon Helm from the band on drums. Roscoe Gordon on piano. I mean, it was a world-class jam.
Wow.
But they were all lined up. We were in the Orpheum. An act had ended. We were changing over, getting everybody on stage. And right before the curtain was supposed to open, we gotten BB seated. And BB, I mean, there's 50 of us in the wings, this is the big finale. And BB turns around and says, "Where's Lucille?"
Oh my gosh, I love it.
And we went into a panic, as you could imagine. The curtains were going to open any second. And I had seen where he had put his guitar case down. There was a ton of media there backstage at the Orpheum. And I sprinted back to where I thought it was, and luckily went right to it and sprinted it back to him, got on stage. And
are you kidding? You really did that?
Yes.
Wow, I love it.
That's one of my two best memories of BB. The other one is not exactly my memory, but one night my mother was staying at the Peabody. She'd gone to Memphis with some friends for some event or something, and it was in the winter. It was cold, and and they were staying at the Peabody, and the fire alarm went off in the middle of the night, and so they had to come. They made them come downstairs. And everybody's, this some years ago, everybody was in the ladies were in their nightgowns or whatever, and would put on their coat. Well, my mom had taken her fur coat. I guess they were probably going to a show at the Orpheum. And the fireman directed everybody outside into the alley across the street that goes down to the Rendezvous, the barbecue place. And she said she's standing in the alley, and actually the Peabody brought out wine and little trays of, trying to keep everybody happy and warm. And she's standing there, and she told me when she got home, she said, Wesley, there were only two people in the alley with fur coats on. There was me and B.B. King.
Wow.
B.B. had been in the hotel
and
put his fur coat and come down. She said they had a great conversation about Mississippi. Isn't that funny?
Yeah. Well, it's just what it is. The guy was so down to earth. He was just, but he was bigger than earth, Yes. Down to earth and bigger. Let me I want to say a couple things real quick. In the 40s and early 50s, that's when he became part of the blues scene on Bill Street, right? Bill Street was where he claims and says in a quote that Bill Street was where it all started for him. And he performed with Bobby Blue Bland, Johnny Ace, Earl Forrest, in a group known as the Bill Streeters. Wow. That's just amazing. And also one of the founders of Modern Records, looks like, and its subsidiaries, Ike Turner, introduced BB to the Bahari brothers while he was a talent scout for them. Did you know that? Did you know Ike was a talent scout?
I did know that. He spent a lot of time. Well, he kind of scouted for Sam Phillips at Sun too. There was a famous episode where, Ike was kind of a hustler. He was going to work for everybody. And there was a tradition of this in blues music. People would sign an exclusive with some record company and then put out a record with somebody else under a different name.
That's right. Yeah.
Here in Greenville on Nelson Street, the Ike had gotten somebody to record for the Bahari brothers, and another record label, the execs from another record label showed up. So you had on Nelson Street, which was kind of like Beale for Greenville. It was the center of African-American trade and culture and nightlife during segregation. And you had a bunch of white record label owners that came in and were kind of getting in a squabble because I had these musicians working for everybody.
Yeah. Let's take a quick break right there. We got a short segment left in front of us. Before we get there, Wesley Smith is my guest. Part 2, really part 16, part 18, I can't remember, but it's back-to-back this week. Speaking of back-to-back, take a back-to-back trip to 2 parts of Mississippi you hadn't been. We're talking about B.B. King right now, so you got to come check out the Delta. You got to come check out B.B. King's museum that is phenomenal. What a treasure. What a great man he was. Celebrating the 100th anniversary of B.B. King. Visit Mississippi.org. Does it better than most, better than anybody. They're going to have a wonderful parade. We are the birthplace. Have a wonderful float at the parade, at the Rose Bowl parade. This Thanksgiving, you got to check it out. You're going to be proud of your Mississippi. We'll be right back.
Bring to this cold heart with the slightest touch is enough to know. Baby, you're my sunshine. Everybody needs a little sunshine. Yeah, you're my sunshine. 'Cause like the dawn, you push it all away. I'm still trying to find my way.
Up to $20,000 available for first-time home buyers. Hey folks, Steve Azar here. Helping is the heart of our friends at Guarantee Bank. They offer programs like the Homebuyer Equity Leverage Partnership Grant that can assist qualified first-time homebuyers with up to $20,000 towards down payment and provide home ownership counseling to empower you on your journey. These funds are first come, first served. Learn more about this program and to apply now, go to gbtonline.com. Guarantee Bank, member FDIC.
Listen and watch all your favorite SuperTalk Mississippi shows live and on demand. Listen to tons of music. Plus, get the latest breaking news from across the state with the SuperTalk Mississippi app. The SuperTalk Mississippi app. Download the SuperTalk app on your iPhone or Android device now for free. Just search SuperTalk Mississippi in your app store on your mobile device to get everything Mississippi all in one place. The SuperTalk Mississippi app. Get it now.
For a flipping good time.
in this 75 Cadillac.
We got a short segment left. I've had a blast catching up with my pal Wesley Smith. There's a good chance we're going to have lunch together. Visit Mississippi.org, celebrating BB's birthday this year. Indianola, the town that he claims as his hometown, is where his museum stands, where Club Ebony stands, where he met his second wife, Sue, back in the day. Wesley, we got a little time left. You want to talk about some of his accomplishments and achievements award-wise?
Sure. Yeah, but BB, over the course of his life and his career, won 15 Grammy Awards. Of course, got a Grammy Lifetime Achievement Award. He's in the Grammy Hall of Fame for The Thrill Is Gone, probably his most famous song, that more people know. He's got honorary doctorates from the Berklee College of Music, from Tougaloo here in Mississippi, from Brown and Yale universities. He's got 2 Ivy League degrees. He was given or honored at the Kennedy Center Honors in 1995.
Do you not love that? He's got a Yale degree. Where else? I mean, that's amazing.
Yale, Brown, Tougaloo, and Berkeley.
He got doctorates at Berkeley, right? And Tougaloo?
Yeah.
Wow.
What'd you say?
He has doctorates there, right?
I think that's right. Yes, that's right. Doctorates. Yeah.
Wow, man.
You'll have to tell Rudy, your drummer, that
Berkeley,
BB went to Berkeley as well. Rudy.
Berkeley spent a short stint. Rudy spent a short stint at Berkeley before he moved to Nashville, and that's when we found him. Yeah.
Wow. He's also got a recording studio named after him at Mississippi Valley State, and then the Blues Music Awards. That's put on by. It's kind of like the Grammys of the Blues, produced by the Blues Foundation. I used to work there. Howard Stovall used to work there.
Yeah.
But the Entertainer of the Year award, which is kind of the most prestigious award they give at the Blues Music Awards every year, is named after BB. And the reason for that is he won it so many times in a row. We asked him, would he consider retiring from the award and let us just name it after him? And he graciously agreed that somebody else could win it.
Somebody could win it. Wow. That's how active he was, though. He was working that. I mean, there's no way to beat him. You could.
Well, to be Entertainer of the Year, you had to be touring and working.
Nobody was working that much. It's impossible.
Yeah.
There's no way to catch
him. He outworked everybody.
Yeah, he did. And he outworked everybody. So really, y'all should have given a second place trophy and not given a first place because, I mean, he surrendered that to the next best thing. And nobody worked that hard. It's just insane how much he worked. It's amazing that his body held up, especially having diabetes and things like that, and that he had to deal with, and and all the travel and the interviews and having to prepare for another record while he's touring.
Right.
It's amazing his body held up as long as it did because it's grueling, man. It's grueling. The travel is grueling.
Let me give you.
Playing,
I know we got I know we got to wrap here somewhat shortly, but. One of my favorite just little facts, little happenings that happened with BB when he when did he die, Steve? 2015?
Yeah, because I recorded 2015. Yeah.
If you'll remember, he came into Memphis. They had they do this for all the famous musicians in Memphis. They have a procession down Beale Street.
Yeah, May 14th, 2015, by the way. Go ahead.
2015.
Yeah.
And then they processed from Memphis after they went down Beale. They processed down through Memphis, down into the Delta, and we're taking him to Indianola. And I remember that day really well. My children were very young. In fact, my youngest daughter does not really remember this. But we went out when they turned off Highway 61. There was a whole procession. Probably 100 cars and the hearse and the police leading it down. It was a big day. It was a big, meaningful, historical day in Mississippi. And I took my kids down. We pulled over on the side of Highway 82 and watched the procession go by. And my oldest daughter remembers that, which makes me very happy. But there was something kind of unusual about that day that will never, I can't think of a way it could happen again. 2015 happened to be the year that the Mississippi license plates, they'll change it. When we were kids, it was always the magnolia in the center before all the different tags you could buy for various causes. Sometimes it'd be the lighthouse to represent the coast. That was the year they put Lucille, B.B. King's guitar, on the license plate. So on the hearse that took B.B. King home to Indianola, on the license plate was Lucille, his guitar, in that same year. Isn't that wild?
Wow.
We have this incredible, like no other place in our country on earth, this incredible musical and cultural heritage. And you're exactly right. The state and all the partners around the state have figured it out and done a great job of promoting it. Yesterday, I was on the phone with David Cruz, mutual friend of ours up in Bolivar County, Cleveland, and we were talking. Chef Cruz, and we were talking about Dockery. He said he had just seen the logbook at Dockery, and there were 80,000 signatures from last year just for Dockery from all over the world. People all over the world are
80,000 folks from all over the world coming and signing
our history and music. Yeah,
well,
just for 1 year.
Yeah, that says it all. Well, I've said this, that without our arts and our agriculture and that river down here in the Delta, we are nothing. But we're something else with them all. And I'm going to leave it with that right there. Wesley Smith, thank you for taking a Mississippi Minute with me back to back.
Always love it.
Happy birthday, BB. 100 years old.
Happy birthday.
BB King's Blues Museum, Club Ebony. Please take a road trip. Celebrate BB, especially this year, 100 years. What a life he lived and what a legacy he left. Visit Mississippi.org. Rose Bowl Parade. We'll be celebrating that and us as the birthplace of America's music. Need I say more? I'm Steve Azar. Have a blessed one.
I'm Steve Azar. In a Mississippi Minute, all 60 of them, where you can take your sweet time.
A SuperTalk Mississippi Media production.